My button says we're live. Into the bin that goes. Hello, everyone. I believe I've updated everything for today's stream. We're doing Mad Weibo. And possibly one other series today. Depends how we feel. Obviously, only time will tell. I think if I just quickly check. Ooh, we could do 2 series today and then do 3 tomorrow. I think that may be an alright thing. We can do Dam 1 versus Gam as well. But hey, we got some interesting games to say the least. I'm also going to quickly do something before we get into today's actual stream. But hopefully you guys are okay. Having a fantastic one as usual. I'm being chilling here. Kind of cold. It's got a little bit chilly here in the UK, and I for one am sitting with a radiator on. I haven't got my thick layers on just yet. I'll probably do that when we switch over. I'm also quickly doing something on my PC right now, / waiting for it to load. But I do need to actually put some music on, so that gives me an excuse to do something. And yeah, obviously, so if you aren't aware, I've changed my computing setup. So I have my second monitor here, but I can move it because it's on the some arms. Same with this monitor, I can just come here. Do, and you're all the way up, and you see all my room, including the Seraphine, high, the one light in the room, and then I can pull it back down to a bit more to here. It's actually incredibly high right now. There we go. And you've got me in the camera once again, but hey. Gonna enjoy today's stream. Personally, I think it's gonna be a good one. A little bit of a fun series. Now, obviously, you were here when we did the series. Ooh, they've gone to spooky for the Pokemon Radio. Yes, that is what I am loading up. I'm also trying to load up my League client. So there's that. We'll drop you to about there. But as a whole today, we should be being chilling, honestly, through the stream. It's going to be a chill as normal sort of thing. The reason I want to load League up is because, believe it or not, while I work, I had the live stream on for Worlds and just had that chilling in the background in my ears because I can't concentrate at work if it's not something that I'm used to listening to, you know? And Worlds is obviously pretty fire. And while we're just talking, I guess, let's be honest, I really liked Shox's dress today. The silver really looked good. Like, I don't really pay attention to the desk, but because obviously I can't exactly on my mobile have multiple things, because when I'm at home I skip the desk sections. And so today the fact is the desk was pretty chill, pretty dope, as my League client has loaded up. I don't know if I have I do have League here. So yeah, you can see in the background I've got the Mad Game, but I'm also quickly just gonna go into my loot. Let's see what we get in there. Because I haven't had an opportunity to properly watch Worlds live, so I haven't been getting the loot like normal. So it's a bit of a interesting scenario because, oh boy, it's not going to load, is it? But yeah, it's been a bit of an interesting situation trying to get that, as Oh, my demotion shield's expiring. Oh no, I need to get that back in place. To be fair, sitting at 41 LP, so I can quite easily get up to the next rank. That's what, 4 games? 4 wins, I should say. Regardless, we're just gonna Bing chill. And League might not even open it, for goodness sake. Oh yeah, they've added new skins, haven't they? I obviously am a sociopath and already unlocked the Coven Akali skin. It's not gonna load, so we'll just crack on with today's action, shall we? I might just move my League client over to here. Have it sort of in the background for me to be able to see. But yeah, Mad Weibo. Today's game, we predicted a clean 2-0 for Weibo because Mad have sucked at this World Championship. Their drafting hasn't been the best. And into the first phase, Poppy, Jarvan removed, Xayah, Kaiser, Rel, Maokai, Renata, all big picks at this World Championship. And I expect them to be removed out by both teams. There's, on the Mad Line side of things, a threat of an Ivan. They've found success with that. But what do you know? Jarvan, Xayah, Maokai, Poppy removed. That leaves open Azir to be removed in the mid lane. Or Orianna. I keep forgetting. That is a power pick still. And yeah, it gets taken off the board. What else is there? There's a few big options. I think Weibo probably will remove the Azir here, or something along those lines. Talia, also a pick. Mad go to, but no, it's going to be the Azir. Makes sense. Mad now looking at the first phase, gonna lock in the Vi. Something that has risen back into priority since really falling off in summer. It's not had that same sort of success that it had in previous splits. So it came in here at Worlds and it's found the success needed. Now, going into a Kalista, it's a bit of an interesting one, as you're trying to essentially use your lockup on her with the R, and essentially you're going to be getting in and probably doing a lot of work there. It is surprising as a pick overall, because I think it shouldn't necessarily net too much of an advantage, because Kalista has some great peel, especially with a Renata next to her. So this is overall a very strong start of the draft for Weibo. Now, the response from Mad with the Ashe is a common counter pick that we're used to seeing, like in the past when Kalista first came out. It used to be Ashe versus Kalista most of the time. She just provides the slow to keep the Kalista in a situation where she's not able to jump as much. She gets slowed down, so her jumps are a lot less. She'll be locked up quite easily if you pair it up with a solid engaging support. Looking at the rest of the draft that's come through, Silas to steal away some pretty powerful ults. Obviously, you can steal the face call, pair yourself up with the Vi, and have a double wombo stun to get into the backline. You can also steal away the Renata ult, which I think you'd be looking at the most if you're Niski, but there is some decent plays you can do with the Magnet Storm as well. Overall, I like this pickup for Mad. And speaking of the Magnet Storm, the last champion locked in is the Rel. It's a stock standard jungler. We know it's going into the jungle here because the Renata is on the board. Last few picks to come in have been very strong. I like Weibo's draft overall because you've got Peel, you've got Engage, you've got options, and I'm pretty sure Callista probably will use her face call, her black spear, dark spear, whatever it's called, onto Rel instead of Renata, because you don't really want to be thrown in as a Renata, and you'd rather throw in the Rel, who is pretty much a one-way engaging champion, so having some form of escape for her is pretty good. Ban phase numero 2 has seen Heimerdinger removed from Hylissang, who's been fairly unpredictable with his picks all year, and Mad have kind of allowed him to explore them options. However, I don't like the fact it's a Heimerdinger man. I get that you want to control lane, Ashe Heimerdinger, a phenomenal combination of champions that we saw last year, but that fell off because Heimer got nerfed to smithereens, and as such, really hasn't got the same prio it once had. Now I'm hoping that Mad go for an engaging heavy support, just so you can get onto the Callista who's jumping around, pair it alongside the Ashe. Karma's a weird one. I think I'm thinking they want to go with it, but like Cassante comes through, and there's the Alistar. And the reason I thought Karma may come through is because bot side, you kind of want to poke lane with the Ashe to go aggressive as well, rather than engage. So the fact that Alistar comes in, it does kind of get me what I want for the Mad Lions. However, Cassante probably is going to have a hard time. It's actually surprising the fact that Rumble was left open and made its way all the way through pick and ban, not even being touched once. I would have honestly have thought it had been a good champion for Mad Lions to go into the top side with, and realistically get a dominating top lane that you can play through, because looking at the rest of the lanes, you're probably going to have a winning bot side. Mid lane's kind of even. It's a skill matchup. It's like, reminds me so much of Syndra versus Sylas. That was an even matchup for many years. And top lane is a losing matchup for Mad. I think Aatrox outscales Cassante quite heavily with the amount of sustain you have, and it's a guy. This guy has montage plays with this pick, and I think this is a issue for the Mad Lions because they have been outdrafted. The comp Weibo have are actually very slippery as well if you think about it, because it's very hard for them to get onto targets. And I've just realized the guy that's the performance coach for many a year for Mad is having to step into the assistant manager coach role, with Pad stepping into Mac's shoes due to not being able to attend the World Championship. But hey, it is what it is. And with that, we're getting into game 1 of this series. The best of 3 to decide who is going home. The Mad Lions are probably the heavy underdogs here. With how they've drafted, I think that they're probably going to be punished quite hard. The draft doesn't scream like a strong setup. I think with how you want to play it as Mad, you kind of want to throw all your eggs into catching out the Callista, trying to kill off Light. The Alistar running Hex Flash, presumably. I didn't actually see his runes. There we go. Yes, he is. And so he's probably going to be looking to go aggressive with the Flash onto Light and try and knock him up and bring him into his team. But Light obviously has the side steps. He's got Cleanse. It's going to be a very hard task to do if you are Hylissang. But that's why you have got dive buddies alongside you. You've got the Sylas that's going to have a lot of potential, a lot of burst in his own right. And Devi, also a dive buddy that has a point-click controlling spell. It's so hard, I think, for Light to play the game without getting jumped on. that as a whole, Mad's priority should be Vi initially engages with the follow-up from Hylissang and then the Silas, and they should probably burst out a target. Then you've also got the Ashe who can throw out her own arrow, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, from range, and pretty much stun them outright. Now, the start, item-wise, fairly stock standard. Doran's items are plenty across the Rift. Bot side, Chase, Kazi getting chunked out quite heavily. That's an issue with Renata and Kalista versus Alistar Ashe. It's double ranged champions who are just looking to kill you. Simply put, the fact that it's Spell Thief Renata means any opportunity she gets to throw out spells at you or tag you with an auto, she will take them. And that is kind of the idea of that play. Now, as what we just saw there was a nice steal by Weiwei of Elio's jungle, who spotted out on a ward, no play down the spot side. There's actually a lot of red trinkets for Weibo on the bot side of the map. And they're probably from the Kalista. I'd assume. I didn't actually see who has Zombie Ward, but hey. It's either Kalista or Renata with it. But as it stands, the early game going as expected. It's a pushing bot side for Weibo. Top side kind of even for now. And similar story for mid, even though you expect Xiaohu to start to get a bit of a lead in that melee versus range matchup. Silas really doesn't have much to play with down there, as it looks like we're hinting at a tower dive. And there's the rel shown to us. Mad got vision of the play, and the tower dive's going to come through. Hilly knocks away the rel. The handshake not going to land, and Kazi forced to cleanse early. But it's going to be a trade as Chris falls, but a 2-for-1 is the result of that dive. First blood as well to Weibo. That is overall a very beneficial play as you get Light Kalista up and running early. That's going to make this bot side matchup incredibly hard. Zilyoya is in the area topside. The Shy could get caught out, but he's actually just going to walk forward. Pop the Scryer's Bloom and get the nice ward everyone knows about. With that, we see Bags coming through on the bot side as we watch the tower dive again. Simply put, Mad knew about it, but the fact that Elio's top side, there's no real response. Kazi uses his cleanse a little too early because he doesn't avoid the actual stun. He cleanses away the ignite, so he doesn't get the mega wombo combo for that one. Now we just have to sit and watch the lane fall to pieces for Magic. Kind of feel it's already in a behind state. Renata just gonna hit into Hilly, constantly chunking him out. Elioya has path down here, and so has Weiwei. Rel could be caught out here. The bag's going to be cancelled by the Silas, who jumps onto Tiari. But bot side, Light just is on a killing spree as he kills off Hilly once more. It's clean League of Legends coming out from Weibo to start the game off. We expected some early aggression to keep the game favoured to them. I think it always favours Weibo in terms of scaling. The only person who really outscales is the Silas. But like, the rest of the team are fairly like 2-item power spike and that's it if you're Mad. there's not the same massive scaling points that Weibo have. And as such, you kind of have to face that consequences, because Kalista is a champion that loves to get attack speed, stack up Ren spheres, and this is just a great handshake. Once Hilly's tagged by it, pulled directly into light spheres. Spears, not spheres. And I hate that spear and sphere sound so similar. But yeah. Top side, we haven't touched on it. It's even. That's why we haven't touched on it. There's not really much that can say about top side, as we can really or realistically talk about jungle. And Weiwei is a very strong jungler in terms of usage of vision. As earlier in the game, we saw him steal away the Raptors as Chasey gets hit by the Q3. Not going to force an all-out from the Shy just yet. But essentially, Weiwei is smart in terms of his paths. He, while obviously full clears a lot, the fact is, he's on the right side of the map when it matters most. Now hitting level 6, Weibo setting up for Herald here. And as you can see, as soon as it spawned, the fact that the Shy got push in topside forced Chasey to go back to base. It has meant essentially that they get to a push in here and freely start to open up the rift. Now, as a whole, we realistically should expect Mad to kind of fall to pieces here as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands onto Zhao, as Niski stepping forward, the Spirit Rush comes out, but the Absconder Duck lands onto Weiwei, who's just flashed on the Magnet Storm into the Assault, and Battery secures Weiwei's health bar, but here comes Hilly to set up Niski for success. Mad Alliance find the kills, and they bring the game back to a more even state. As a great arrow set up the play from Kazi, Niski is online, and that spells doom and disaster for Zhao, who could fall prey to the tower dive, as Niski and Hilly land their damage, and another kill goes over to the Silas. A clean execute from Mad, and the game, while only 2k behind, sure, somehow Weibo have found that lead. I keep calling him Fnatic. Mad keep getting advantages here as Hilly goes aggressive, as Kazi was forced to flash topside. The Shy chasing Chasey down. The Q's land, and Chasey's forced to go back to base. The game has certainly sped up here. Herald was secured by Weibo, and so they're probably going to look to place that down while there's turret plates lasting a minute out from Drake, as well as here. It's just a great arrow. Zhao is just sidestepping a little bit too much, gets caught by it. He flashes as soon as the Vi arrives to kind of trade the Summoner, but in the end, it's a great Absconder Duct. It looked like it was the last pixel landing. Then a great Hex Flash out from Hilly here to secure Zhao. Just a great Q into Absconder Duct, and boom, he's dead. As mid, Vi catches out Zhao once more. Niski finds another kill, and this is Mad responding to plays from Weibo. Weibo dropped the Herald bot side, tried to get this tower, probably won't in the end off of this play, but in the mid lane is where Mad punish. They get the kill as Hilly. That tower's gonna die, my friend. You're left alone. isolated, stunned up, pulled into the grasps of the Kalista as Kazi shows up, but he is not in time. The spheres get ripped out of the cow, and we're having Wagyu for dinner, says Weibo. I just realized the jokes I could have made there. But yeah, as a whole, Hilly shouldn't have been there. I understood that Kazi had to take attack back to get some items, but mid lane, Niski, he's landing the full combination of spells, and Xiaohu just rooted where he stands. The Q kills off the former world champ, and that is a big solo bolo for the mad mid laner. As we get a replay in the mid lane of the initial first kill for the Vi. Simple play. As soon as Ari steps up, you press R, she gets knocked into the air and killed. Then here, this is just poor from Hilly. Kazi's nowhere near him to provide any form of responsive damage. And then it's just the fact that Kalista's been free hitting into you. You get killed off from the spheres. As a sneaky TP comes through from Niski to get into the mid lane and catch out Xiaohu. In the end, that's 2 kills onto Xiaohu for the 1 onto Hilly. I'd say that's worthwhile for Mad Lions. As a 4-0-0 Silas is keeping Mad afloat in this game. And we said earlier on that Niski was kind of the one solace on the map for the Mad Lions that outscales Weibo. Here, with when it matters most, he's up in this matchup 4 kills to none on Xiaohu, and as such you kind of look at this and think, what can Mad do? They're behind in terms of turret plating 8-3, and we've got the siege potential coming through here as Hilly once again caught out and taking tons of damage. The spheres get pulled out, but somehow the cow stays alive. And now Mad gonna have to back away even more from this mid lane. No support, no engage, and realistically speaking, no chance of keeping the mid lane tier 1 alive. However, the Everfrost is gonna land. The Kalista, great usage of the Q there. It's commented on the actual broadcast, but it buffers the actual Renata ult very well. And that was a hijacked Renata ult, so you're not really expecting that to be coming your way if you are Weibo. So that's overall a very good play from Light as Mad stepping up 2 members. Vi goes aggressive, getting on top of Crisp, not allowing him to fight as the Renata ult comes through in terms of a trade. Face Call comes through as well, but Niski, he wants the kills. He sees the blood and he jumps onto the Renata. The Magnet Storm does work, and it's actually Mad finding the kills, finding the fight. The Shy, he's here too late. What an amazing amount of health he just got back, but it is not enough to keep himself alive as Mad find 4 on the Rift as an amazing fight goes their way, even though they give up Herald. What an insane fight. We're probably going to get a replay in the next few seconds as, let's be honest, this was looking to be an overstep from Mad. It's only 2 members were showing at the time, but it's the Vi and the Silas, the 2 members who've done the most work for Mad. Then here, when Niski flashes the ball, you're kind of wondering, is this too aggressive? But Mad find the kills, they get the Rel, they get the Renata before the Renata ult can find any real impact. And then here, that's a mass amount of healing coming through for the Aatrox. But it's not enough to keep him alive, because Mad are all standing and able to just kill him off where he stands. As a whole, that's a winning fight for Mad. And look at that gold swing. It's insane how quickly a game can just be flipped on its head. But, like, you think we were talking about 8 turret plates to 3 was what it was at 14 minutes. 3 minutes have passed since then, and that gold lead that was gained from them plates and the CS is no longer there for Weibo. And looking at the itemization, 2 items, Silas is online with booties. He's looking to get his, I'm presuming, a Medjai's once that Dark Seal gets fully stacked up. But 20 seconds until the Infernal Drake goes up. So Weibo drop the Herald mid. They unlock the map with the tower falling. And now they get the path into this river. Mad have a lot less opportunities to walk through. Uncontested. The Hawk shot spots out Weibo. Going on to the Drake. Now, Hilly gonna be spotted on that Hex Flash as the Shy just gonna body block him away from this one. Keep your eyes on Wei and onto Niski. Niski on the flank, looking for the target. Kazi's in mid lane. Drake's not falling as Elyoya hovering over the wall, looking to queue in when he needs to. He's jumped into the back of the pit, forced to dash back out. Now Weibo turn to the Drake. Game